What's going on, everybody? Hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. Hope everybody's having a beautiful, peaceful day and enjoying themselves. We're about to have a great discussion as always. So hit that like button, hit that share button. Shout out to all the new viewers. Shout out to everybody enjoying my videos. Shout out to everybody enjoying my channel. I hope everybody is doing well. And I hope everybody is being well. There's a lot of things happening right now as far as life goes for some of us, and we may not particularly know how to deal with what's going on. Um, life I've been hearing this like the past couple of days. I've been hearing people saying life be lifing. And once you hear people say certain things, after a while it becomes cliche. It's like, okay, life be lifing, life be lifing. People hear that, people hear people say that, and it's like, oh, life be lifing. It really does, though. But it's just life. And sometimes it's easy to deal with, and sometimes it's not. It's best to not put yourself down for the things that you don't understand, because something that you don't understand, you can always find a way to figure it out. You could always try to understand certain things. But when it comes to people, trying to understand certain people, it could become a waste of your time trying to understand why people treat you a certain way, trying to understand why certain people don't treat you the way you feel you should be treated. And if a person wants to treat you the way that they feel is best for them, then you have to figure out what's best for you. Sometimes people don't treat you in a way that shows appreciation or respect. So there's lack of when there's lack of respect, you have to be able to pinpoint what that lack of respect is. And it's nothing to be sad about. You may be upset initially because of someone. You may be upset initially because of someone that you respect, or someone that you held to a high esteem. But once you realize that it's not what you think it is, it's okay for you to make choices that are best for your own interests. All right. It's easier said than done in some situations because of sometimes the dynamic between you and whoever it is. But when people don't respect you, it's only one way that it can go. And when there's lack of respect, that means you're not going to be appreciated. And if you're not being appreciated, there's always something that you can go do. You can go appreciate yourself by yourself. So everybody has an opinion and they're entitled to it. So one thing that I don't do anymore, one thing I don't do anymore is I don't get upset over people. I do my best to not get upset over people's opinion. If you get upset over somebody's opinion, then hold on, let me make sure I got sound on my video. If y'all make sure y'all can hear me. If you get upset over people's opinion, then you're damaging yourself, and That's something that I'm sure we could all admit to. And that's something that I'm sure we're all tired of. It's like I'm not going to damage myself anymore because of what somebody else thinks about me. And people will wait to get close to you. People will wait to get comfortable with you. People will wait till you let your guard down. And then when you think everything is good, then that's when, the narcissist or the negative person or the person who doesn't respect you or appreciate you, that's when they'll flip the script. And the thing that did me a lot of service is not seeking validation. You don't need anybody to respect you. You don't need anybody to appreciate you. Some people, based off of how they live their life, because maybe they're cutthroat, maybe they're an eat or be eaten type of person. And that's the way life is. Life is eat or be eaten. Life is, some people view life as bully or be bullied. And if that's not you, then you may find yourself by yourself a lot of the time. A lot of dynamics between yourself and other people is a constant battle, or it's a constant fight. And I personally don't want to waste my energy doing that. I don't like, life is already a fight. Life is already enough fight for territory in life as it is. If I have to fight for peace or respect or appreciation, that means I just don't belong in that circle. That means that's just not those people aren't for me. Those people aren't for you. If you don't if you don't get the type of respect that you want from other people, it's nothing that you have to force. There are certain reasons why people respect other people and certain reasons why people don't. There's nothing that you have to go proving yourself. You're on your own life journey. There may be some things that you have to do to get respect from people, but you're not supposed to stick around people who don't respect you until you figure it out. That's like walking into a gym and being a boxer and not knowing how to fight and just letting somebody beat your ass until you learn how to fight. Eventually, you'll learn how to fight. But why put yourself through all those ass whoopings voluntarily? I don't think anybody's going to voluntarily just put themselves in an ass whooping. Hey, you over there, come beat me up. You're bigger than me. You're badder than me. You're tougher than me. You don't respect me. Why don't you beat me up? People may have some type of respect for you, but it's still not the type of respect that they're going to have for others. And you don't need their respect. That's the thing that people have twisted. You could go off and not have to be around folks. People think that you, like the way some certain people's lives is set up. Certain people, they base their lives off of their reputation, and that's not a bad thing to do. A reputation is a very important thing. You have to guard it with your life. But then you have people who are egotistical, and it's like they can't take a mistake, or they can't take tripping and falling. They're the type of person that if they make a mistake, if somebody was to laugh at them, they'll go shoot them or something. Or they'll have beef with you. You laughed at me when I did something wrong. I'm going to kill you. You made fun of me when something didn't work out for me. We're eternal enemies now. You pointed out one of my flaws. I'm gonna have beef with you and flip the script and project how I feel onto you. That's not a positive thing to do. And there are people who may not respect me or the things that I talk about or the conversations that I choose to have, and I'm okay with that. It's life. You have to learn in life. I'm not perfect. I don't do everything right. I don't do everything right. There's certain things I do right. There's certain things I do wrong. There's certain things that we do right. There's certain things we do wrong. people have to accept you for who you are. And if they can't accept you for who you are, that's okay. You have the right to remove yourself from people who have lack of respect for you. You don't have to keep sticking your hand in the alligator's mouth and allowing it to bite the shit out of you to prove a point. I can stick my hand in this. I can take these bites. I can take these bites. Bite me up. You don't have to do that. There's nothing that you have to prove to people. And when people don't like when you can pinpoint or pull out their manipulation tactics. When you could point out the manipulation tactics that people use against you, they don't like it because it's like you're removing their mask. It's like you're figuring out who they truly are. And there are people who will appreciate that. You know, there are people who will appreciate the fact that you have discovered something about them that they could change, because none of us are perfect. You point out something that I do wrong, I may be upset about it, I may feel some type of way about it, but I'll correct it. I'm not going to hold it against you. All right, don't hold things against people if it's something that you need to work on or something that you need to improve. Listen to what people have to say. Listen to what people have to say. If it's right, then work on it. If it's not, then you know they can do what they want with that. And the one thing I like about YouTube is that, like, going live, is that it helps you. It helped me grow personally, because people will come in here and roast you and say some horrible, terrible things, and you really have to have some thick skin. One thing that I've also done is work towards applying that to my everyday life, because in life, like, trolls in the internet are no different than people in real life, because all they are is they're just people like me. They grabbed a device, hopped online, and they're making statements. So, I mean, I don't choose to let it bother me. When you allow something to bother you, it's a choice, because you're using your mind the wrong way, and your thoughts are misguided. I don't care what any of you guys have to say. All right? I know what I do in my bedroom, and I know who I do it with in my bedroom. And if you are concerned about what I do in my bedroom, or who I do it with, then who's it's probably who's you're probably with another man right now. That person is probably with a, like, I mean, there's straight people on here, and there's other people on here, and all the, like, whether you straight or whether whatever you are, that ain't got nothing to do with me. All right, don't get me on here talking about what I like. Shout out to Victory and Praise. Shout out to Victory. Thank you, Victory and Praise. And I'm just filling up airtime. It's entertaining for the people in the chat. And as far as being a content creator, you have to find a happy medium between getting your message out and entertaining folks. You have to find a happy medium, and I believe I do that. I It is what it is. I know how to, well, at least I believe, I know how to work the lives and get my point across. But yeah, I mean, if it's trash, right, not the popo. If it's trash, then why are you here? See, you are what you watch and you are what you consume. So if you think you're watching trash, that means that you're trash. Okay, I mean, hey, that's your opinion. And even if I was mad, I got the right to be mad. I don't, I mean, being mad or being angry, it's a choice. Hey, oh well, if that's how you feel about it. But being angry is a choice, being upset is a choice. Um, People don't understand how the mind works. I understand how the mind works. The fact that, like, you see how people act when you give them even a little bit of attention. I could have ignored them, but I chose to address it. I didn't have to address it. I chose to address it. I could have just let them stay non-existent. If you have to come into a live stream where a person is, I only got about 50 people in here, and I'm not mad at that. You know, shout out to all the 50 people in here. Like, what's today? Thursday or Friday or something? Like, why don't you have anything else better to do? That's my main question. You don't have anything else better to do. I have something better to do. I have a million things that I could be doing right now, and I'm doing one of them, and that's going live on my channel. So if you feel some type of way, why don't you have a life or a channel or something to do? But anyway, enough of that. You have to demand respect from people. And sometimes demanding respect from people isn't as easy as you might think. Because there are some people who will continue to disrespect you because you continue to deal with them. Some people will continue to disrespect you because you continue to deal with them. And if you continue to deal with them, then that's going to allow them to bring them and their disrespectful ways into your life. But sometimes it's not easy. You have to, this is why it's good to always pray. This is why it's good to always be into some type of study. I suggest that everybody should learn how to deal with people. All right. We all think that we're smart. We all believe in our intelligence. We all think that we're on it. But it's good to learn how to interact with people, and it's good to learn how people interact with people. It's good to study that, because if you can study how people interact with other people, then you'll be able to tell when someone that you're dealing with is someone that you're not supposed to be dealing with. So as long as you continue to deal with people who you're not really supposed to be dealing with, that disrespect is not going to go anywhere. You can't force people to respect you. A person forced, and I wish I had, I got to write this down, put this somewhere on the wall or something. A person forced against their will is of the same opinion still. Sometimes we forget that. We get caught up in how a person looks, or we get caught up in what a person may have done for us, or we get caught up in how we feel about a person. And sometimes we allow certain things to happen that we shouldn't. Sometimes we allow certain things to happen that we shouldn't. But that's where putting yourself comes first. That's where putting yourself comes first. Putting yourself first and being selfish allows you to separate yourself from things that shouldn't happen to you and things that wouldn't happen to you. People, if somebody calls you selfish, that means you're doing something right. If somebody says all you care about is yourself, that means you're doing something right. You have to you have to be someone that people call selfish. And a lot of us may think that we're not doing something right, or we're doing something wrong, or we're not doing something good. But you have to watch out for people's manipulation tactics. And it's not about being hurt. It's not about being hurt. It's about avoiding things that you don't want in your life. It's not about being hurt. You can avoid being hurt. If you're hurt, it's because you choose to be hurt. You don't have to be hurt over anything. And just because somebody does something to cause you pain, you don't have to be hurt about it. You can feel that and just let that go away. You don't have to be hurt. That's why once you learn how to work your mind, you see how much of a game life is. You see how much of a game life is, and you see how people try to play with you. And I mean, hey, victory and praise, it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. Some people are going to get it, some people aren't. There are some people who are, there's some rough people out there. And there's some rough people out there, and they're just as hurt as they think I am. They're probably actually just as hurt, because the only person that's hurt is the person that's not working on themselves, and that's not self-improving and figuring out how to change certain things about themselves in their life. People try to cover up things, sweep things under the rug, act like things don't exist. People try to make things up like things don't happen. And the people in here condemning me, and the people in here acting like they don't know what I'm talking about, these are these are the same people that would use these type of tactics, or these are the same people who would try to affect a person the same way that we're talking about and what we're discussing. So, hey, other people's opinions are just other people's opinions. I really don't care what you think. That's crazy for someone to watch someone that they can't get anything from. If you can't get anything from what you're watching, why watch it? So, I mean, people contradict themselves. That's why you can't really pay attention to what people say, and you can't pay attention to everything that people say. I ignore people a lot. One thing that I do is I ignore people. You can let people think whatever they want. That's the beauty of life. People can think whatever it is that they want. And people can have the amount of victory. They're not stealing any of my energy. I'm not letting that happen. I got my force fields up. I got my force fields up. That's crazy that there are people who feel that they have that amount of power and strength. But people, there are some people out there who are straight up witches. And if you're a witch online, chances are you're probably a witch in real life. God kills witches. God does not suffer a witch to live. So whatever you power you think you hold, that's good for you. It really doesn't make a difference whether you were here or whether you were not. I'd be doing my live regardless. So what you should probably do is get you a life. And yo, AKK, I already know. I already know. Um, but yo, there are people out there who disguise themselves as people who are similar to yourself. And whoever's this charger is fly. I like this charger. I just put it on just to I just put it on because I felt like it. Um, I really don't care. I think this charger is live. Yeah, I like it. I think it adds some ambiance to my to my live stream. Um, yeah, you got to be able to see through this stuff. You can see through it, but it's like sometimes you want to give people a chance, and sometimes you just have to live and learn. There's certain experiences that you're unaware of in life that will happen to you, but once you figure it out and once you learn how life be lifing, it's like, okay, I don't have to continue to go back down this path again. But regardless of how much you grow, regardless of how much you improve, regardless of how much you make yourself better, not everybody is going to grow along with you. You think because you grow or you think because you could make a change that other people will change along with you. But that's really not how it works. Some people are just meant to come into your life for a reason or for a season, and you have to be able to tell if that time is up or not. If they're not respecting you, then that time is up. If they're not appreciating you, then that time is up. Some people, they play games and they think that they could play them with you. So when people don't respect you, it's just a game that people are playing. And that game is, how long are you going to choose to stay around and continue to deal with the lack of respect that they have? If a person doesn't respect you, you can't force them to. If a person doesn't respect you, you can't force them to. You have to have that respect for yourself. And sometimes having that respect for yourself is cutting people off. Sometimes having that respect for yourself is cutting people off. You can't good person your way into respect. You can't try to please your way into having other people respect you. Send a donation in so I can go to the dentist. Send a donation in so that I could get another toothbrush. My Cash App is $DRUUILL. Send a donation in. I'd love to have me a trip to the dentist. See, what the internet has allowed people to do is to think that their opinion is important. That's what the internet has done. The internet and, people who create content for their lack of, I guess you could call it emotional intelligence, if that's what you want to call it, or their lack of understanding on how to deal with people. The internet has made people feel important. Hey, so some content creators may be on the side of that too. All right, there may be some content creators on the side of that too. you know, but the internet has allowed people to think that they're important when they really aren't. So you have people who, because everybody got an ego, but what the internet has done is it has allowed people to come into, because all this is a portal. It allows people to tap into your portal, and it allows people to safely, from where they're at, to talk trash, talk smack, make themselves feel important. What they don't realize is they're wasting their time. They don't have anything else better to do. If this is what you enjoy doing, then hey, you're not wasting your time. You troll, you go online, you like harassing people over the internet. If that's how you use your time, then that's cool. That's cool. So, and you see why, like, the people who are coming in here and talking junk about work and jobs and stuff like that, these are some of the people who get good people to either quit or lose their job because they don't know how to deal with people like that. It took me a very long time to have to learn how to keep my cool, and to learn how to deal with people who were less favorable, because I would get mad, I would get upset. People say things that I don't like. You have to learn how to get over things. People are going to say things that you don't like. People are going to point out your flaws. People are going to have negative things to say about you. It's not the end of the world. You still have to get your life. Don't tell Janae to shut up. You're out of here. Don't you dare tell one of my subscribers to shut up. You're gone. I was gonna let you live, but now you're gone. You are gone. See, now they start to get mad. Now they try to get, Janae set KM on fire. Just put him ablaze. He, him, her, it, whatever it was. Janae didn't even say much, and just roasted bull. How you get roasted by somebody in the comments? How you getting roasted by somebody in the comments? Just because you told her to shut up, you gotta go. She started to make you mad. See, they're really the ones that are mad. Much love to you, Victory and Praise. They're really the ones that are mad. They're mad that people are waking up to their manipulation. They're mad that people have a voice. They don't want people to discuss what we're talking about, because that's one less person that they can use. That's one less person that they'll be able to manipulate. People like that put you down because they can't stand looking up at you. Somebody write that down. Somebody put that in the comments below. People have to bring you down because they don't like looking up at you. If somebody is coming out of their way and coming out of their day to bring you down, that means you're already above them. And they don't like having to look up at you from where you're at. There's nothing wrong with not having a job. There's nothing wrong with being, I guess you could say, in between work. The one job that you'll never be fired from is working your mind. You could work your mind. There are some people who have jobs right now that are dumb as a sack of bricks, but they can keep that job. They They could go to work and talk about the sports pool, talk about who scored what. They could talk about what LeBron James did. Did you see what LeBron James did last night? I saw what LeBron James did last night. Did you see did you see the touchdown? Did you see that block? Did you see him block that shot? He blocked that shot. If you, I'm telling you, if you like, it's a culture to do certain things, and if you're not a part of that culture, I personally believe it sends a signal off, and it makes people it makes people insecure, because it's like, if you're doing something more valuable with your time than someone else, you didn't watch the game. And there's nothing wrong with watching the game. Don't ridicule me for not watching it. If there's something else I want to do with my time versus what you do with your time, that's your business. I'm not calling nobody stupid just because they like watching sports. But people will come for you if you don't do what it is that they do. It's a cult. A lot of these things have a cult following. That's why they even tell you. I'm about to turn the light on in a minute. That's why they even tell you. They'll be like, this is a cult following. This is a cult following. Yo, it's actually chilled out a little bit. It's actually chilled out. The targeting has actually chilled out a little bit. It is a phone charger. That's exactly what it is. You know? And I don't condemn people for doing what they want, but once people start coming for me for not doing what they do, it's something that I've had to learn to deal with. But it's like, somebody that, like, people don't like to do what I do. I'm not coming for nobody because they don't like sitting in nature by the pond and watching the ducks swim around. You don't like sitting by a pond and watching the ducks swim around? Hey, you don't like that. I can't force you to like that. I can't force you to choose to enjoy yourself the way that I do. Everybody has different ways of enjoying themselves and how they want to live their life, but only people with really small minds. Only people with really small minds. All right, I feel like I'm on, what do they call that show, Goosebumps. I feel like this episode of Goosebumps or something. Only people with small minds condemn people for not doing the same things that everybody else does. And that's just not my style. I'm not one to condemn people for not doing what I do. When it comes to minding your business, hell yeah, I'm gonna condemn you for that, because that's something that's something everybody should be doing. But some people choose to mind their business, other people don't. Some people choose to have a life, other people don't. It's something that I had to learn to accept. Not everybody with a life is going to have a life. All right, not everybody with a life is going to have a life. Not everybody that you respect is going to have that same amount of respect for you. And when you realize why certain people don't have respect for you, you kind of begin to understand that they'll never have respect for you, because it's the way that you operate. It's the way that how you choose to live your life. There's some cutthroat mugs out here. There's some people out here that feel they need to destroy others to do better, or to feel better about themselves. There are people out here who feel they need to sabotage other people to feel better about themselves. And if you're not one of those people, and unfortunately, if you work with people like that, or people like that, or you have to deal with people like that, then there's just going to be that lack of disrespect, because they're something that you'll never be. You're not what they are, and they just some people just can't respect you because you're not what they are, and that's fine. If a person can't respect you because you're not cut from the same cloth as them, don't beat yourself up or try to rearrange your pattern, your cloth pattern, to where it matches up to theirs. If that's the case, everybody would be the same. Nobody would be themselves. Everybody would be the same. Nobody would be different. You'd have everyone doing the same thing. So, yes, I may be, but I mean, my situation is nobody's business, first of all. But if you are in between jobs, you don't know what I'm doing. I could have a job right now. I could have just worked 40 hours this week. You don't know what's going on. So, anyway, if anybody would like to donate to my channel, now's the time to do it. My Cash App is $Druuill. There's some things that I need to do, that I need to get done. And anybody that would like to assist me in that or help me with that, it would be greatly appreciated. And it's good to be yourself. I wouldn't want to be anything other than who I am. It's like that. Wow, man, it's some really intelligent people out there. This is not a necklace. This is not a necklace. And if that's what it gives to you, that's fine. I don't know why you would. I mean, I guess it makes you feel better about yourself to sit here and watch me. And if that's what this does for you, if that's what you get from this, then that's your business. If watching people who you think, whatever you think about, I mean, it's none of your business what it is. Why are you concerned about that? It shows what people are focused on. People have the right to be able to focus on whatever they want. You can't allow your focus to be distracted because you got airheads in this world. You have some people who choose to focus on what matters. You have people who choose to focus on things that don't matter. And then you have people who don't matter and are trying to matter. That's all a troll is. Troll is somebody who doesn't matter, that's trying to be relevant to you. That's all a troll is. A troll is somebody that's trying to be relevant to you but has no relevance whatsoever. Certain people have no relevance in your life, but they try to. And once certain people feel that, they don't mean what they do to you. Yo, look at all these homos. Wow, look at all these, like, YouTube is cool, but there's a weird side to it. There's a really weird side to it. I just don't pay attention to it. But I guess it's the same person on multiple accounts. I guess it's the same person on multiple accounts, and that's true. We gotta work on not being in a fight or flight state. Certain situations you have to fight to stay in. Like I could say I've learned I could say I've learned how to fight in order to keep a place of employment. That was one of the hardest things for me to do, was to stay focused on my job and stay present on the task that I was on, because there was always some hater. And I didn't realize that that's just the way life is. I didn't realize that that's just the way life was. I thought that maybe if I go to a new job, it won't be any more people like that. If I move to a new state, it won't be people like that. If I relocate and go to a new area, it won't be people like that. But one thing that people made me realize about dealing with people is Even when you deal with people, you're dealing with yourself. You're dealing with yourself. That's the one thing that I came to the conclusion from all the things that I've studied, and I'm glad that God led me down the path that I'm on, is because I'm only dealing with me. It doesn't matter who's the biggest, the baddest, the most roughest, toughest, annoying, hardest person to deal with. I can't work with this person. You know, I can be around that now and just deal with myself, especially if it's only for a certain period of time. If it's only for your shift, I would suggest, you may want to find a new job. But if you can't if you can't deal with it, find a new job. If you can deal with it, continue to deal with it, or possibly create your own job. There's things that you should be doing in your off time if you're dissatisfied with the way things are going for you. And it's not easy trying to ignore people when you don't know how to. At one point, I didn't know how to ignore people. I didn't know how to let things go. I didn't know how to get over things. I would just walk off and I would just leave and I would just go find another job because I figured that it was so tough or so difficult or it was so hard that I couldn't continue. Like my thoughts would get the best of me. And sometimes your thoughts will get the best of you in a situation if you can't see your way through it or think your way through it. So anybody out there that is dealing with anything that they think is too hard or too difficult, you could think your way through it. You could think your way through it. So certain things you could think your way through it, certain things a way to you may want to strategize a way to deal with it. But hey, some people deal with that by going to the gym. That's not a bad idea. And I don't really believe in that. According to your belief, so be it unto you. My size, I may be skinny or whatever, but I'm not afraid of people. Yeah, I'm not afraid. I yeah, I'm not afraid of people. Um, it really doesn't have anything to do with that. It's more of like a mental thing. It's more of a some people may back off. I guess if you look like you could beat them up, some people may back off. Not everybody, not everybody looks like that. Some people's presence is different. But what I've learned is how to manipulate my own energy. I've learned how to manipulate my energy. I may not be the biggest person. I may not be the biggest person, but I know that my energy is big. I know how to make my energy big. I know how to make somebody back off and leave me alone just by looking at them. It's just that's really all it is. You come to a point, regardless of what size you are. You just come to a point to where you're just not gonna take it no more. And if people want to go further than just letting things go, then if they choose to put hands on you or something like that, then they'll just have to deal with the consequences. Because what people don't understand is once you open that door, there's no fairness. Wagwan, there's no fairness. I don't care if you hit somebody with the job computer. I don't care if you hit them with the office desk chair. I don't care what you do. All right, but hopefully it doesn't have to come to that. Hopefully it doesn't have to come to that. Hopefully people will respect you on that level, and if they don't, then you have to just show them another side to you, or you have to remove yourself from these people. I realized that if I remove myself from people and if somebody comes after me, then something really bad is probably going to happen to them. Because naturally there's only so much that a person can take, or it's only so much a person is going to accept. Pushing a person's buttons, or you keep messing with a person, especially if they're a good person, especially if that person is choosing to walk away and not deal with you on that level, you might just want to leave that person alone, because they probably got something for you. And I'm not even talking about a weapon. I'm not even talking. They probably got something up here figured out that they're gonna do to you. So it's probably best for you to just not bother people and just leave them alone. So I really don't have as much problems as I used to. Hey, Victory and Praise, thanks for stopping by. I really don't have as much problems as I used to. People, do the stalking, they do the following and things like that. But as far as having to deal with it, not knowing how to deal with it, I know how to deal with it now. It's a lot easier to deal with it now, because at first you don't know what to do, you don't know how to deal with it. You're just yourself. You're not tapped into the inner workings of the dark side. You know, once you encounter enough dark people with their their twisted psychology, then it becomes a lot easier, because it's like, wait a minute, I've seen this before. I know what this may be. I know what this might allude to. I know what type of time this person may be on. So it becomes easier to deal with people and to see what people are up to. But regardless of what walk of life you're on or where you're at in life, it ain't nobody's business. You know, it ain't nobody's business, man. And you have a lot of foolish homos in here, and I don't get it, man. I'm a straight man that loves women, that loves success, and that just wants to do his best. I mean his best. But yeah, like things people say, they don't really bother me anymore. How do you deal with a narcissist neighbor that keeps trying to destroy my reputation? She started screaming lies on me. You have to let her words destroy her. You have to let her words destroy her. When people tell lies, you pretty much don't do the opposite of what you see me doing in this chat. I'm only entertaining these losers for entertainment purposes only. If you have a narcissistic neighbor that's spreading lies on you, continue to do your best and just ignore them. Continue to elevate your life. Take that negative energy they're trying to give you and do something positive with it. Somebody makes you feel a certain type of way, you can take that energy and go work out. You can take that energy and go read a book. You can take that energy and go work on a project. You can take that energy and go take somebody's shift and put in some overtime. You could go pray, you can go breathe, you can go meditate, you can go read your Bible. Hey, sometimes I give people a piece of my mind too. I ain't even gonna hold you. But sometimes it's worth it, sometimes it's not. Sometimes, you have to give people a piece of your mind and ignore them after that. I feel that. I feel that. Give them a piece of your mind and ignore them after that. Yeah, I feel that fly stuff. I feel that. Sometimes I just don't feel like dealing with it. And I just sometimes I just ignore it. Sometimes I just ignore it, and when it becomes that much of an issue, I deal with it, but I don't react anymore. Once I can't ignore you anymore, instead of just like reacting and flying off the handle and letting all the pressure build up, I don't do that anymore, because that's what used to screw me. Because I like people would tell me, just ignore it, just ignore it, just ignore it, and I would ignore it, but that pressure would still build up, and then I'll snap. I'll snap and lose a job, or I'll snap and have to be relocated or put someplace else, or something bad would happen to me. But the one thing you can do is you could take all that negative energy and calmly let somebody know that you mean business. Like you'd be surprised how afraid people are of a person that does not get upset, irate, mad, angry, show emotion. People get afraid because it's like you're thinking. If they can't push your buttons, that means you're thinking the next chess move. If they can't push your buttons, then they're worried about the next move you're going to make. Okay, this person isn't acting how they normally act. They don't know what to do. You lost them. Well, white people were the first niggers, so I don't know what you, I don't know what you want, I don't know what you want me to say about that. If you actually are white, you know, y'all was the first niggers, stole everything from everybody, and continue to do it. If that ain't a nigger, I don't know what is. See, a lot of stereotypes come from projection. You got a lot of stereotypes come from projection. Oh, people this, oh, people that. And those people will be the main ones. Those people will be the main ones. Those people will be the main ones. But as long as you can figure out a way to make life good, that's all that counts. If you feel that you can't keep a job or work isn't for you, create your own business. Find a way to yeah. I mean, all that side stuff is bull crap. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. And once you realize that you don't have to prove anything to anyone, and you're confident with yourself and comfortable with who you are, people have no choice but to shut up and go back and be miserable. There are people who are so miserable they have to come out of their miserable existence and try to bring somebody else into it. That like people who are unhappy try to create unhappiness for other people. People who are unhappy try to create unhappiness for other people. And I've learned to not let people destroy my happiness anymore. And if you have people who want to destroy your happiness, if you have people who want to destroy your peace, if you have people who are being disrespectful, you got to remove yourself from those situations. You got to appreciate yourself enough to go through the discomfort of whatever it is a person brings into your life that won't be there after they're gone. If like people's presence isn't worth the presence of others isn't worth their disrespect or their negative energy. And if people choose to not leave you alone, then there has to be some type of consequence. There has to be some type of consequence. And I've learned to, like, the thing is this: there are certain people who feel they have something over you, So they'll try to belabor that to you, like, oh, they have something over you, so they feel that they could treat you a certain way or deal with you a certain way. All you have to do is eliminate that, and that will eliminate their disrespect. And if you have to, it will eliminate them. People, sometimes there are people who don't treat you well because they know you need them for something. How's that? How y'all like that? Party time. Nah, for real though. There are people who won't respect you if they feel that you need them for something. So you have to work really hard to not need people for anything. You have to work really hard to not need people for things, because there's a chance that that person, depending on who they are, they may not respect you. But the whole moral of the story is that you don't need people think because you either like them, or because they know you, or because you deal with them on a certain level, they really think you need them. They like people who disrespect you. They have this thing in their mind that really, like, they really think you need them. And what bothers them, and what makes them really begin to disrespect you, is when they find out that you don't. Once the people on your job find out, hey, he doesn't need this job. There are people who will begin to try to up the ante, or try to turn up and make things really hard for you. And that's how you know that the targeting has started. But there's ways around that. There's ways around that. That's why I'm always working on my mind, and I'm always advocating others to work on their mind. If you work on your mind, people and what they do will have less effect on you. People and the things that they do will have less effect on you. And if I was a wise person, I would be careful about putting my personal business in the chat and what I do in my free time. If I was a wise person, I would be careful about putting what I do in the chat and what I do with my free time. Just a word to the wise. This is the internet. FBI's watching. Police are watching. The government's watching. Got to be careful about what you talk about and what you put in these platforms. Yes, y'all aren't the person in the video. You may just be commenting. You may just be what do they call them, a subscriber or something, or just someone in the chat. But still, you have to be careful about what you talk about on these platforms. That's why I talk about certain things, and I explain certain things. I may talk about certain experiences that I had, but I don't say too much. That's one thing I don't do. I don't say too much. Some people may even get bored with what I talk about. I've heard this before. Hey, you may hear it again. I ain't gonna be putting my personal business out here in these streets. I don't even get into too much detail. I talk about things, I say what I need to say, and then I'm out of here. I put a message behind it. I try to make it a learning experience for others, and then I'm out. I don't get on here and do the drama. I don't get on here and gossip. Oh, this, that, and the other. Only reason I do what I do is to prevent people from going through certain issues and situations in life that can be avoided. That's the only reason why I'm on here. Is because there are certain things that if certain people are made aware of, they can avoid it and not go through it. And I believe that's vital for your survival. There's things that I've watched and things that people have said that have helped me and saved my life. And I believe that, a spiritual torch has been passed to me to do the same thing. If you don't like it, you can feel free to go somewhere else. Go watch someone else. Go do something else. Like, people can bring me down, or try. People can try to bring me down and say whatever they want. At the same in the same breath, I still can look in the mirror when I get off of here. I can still look at, no matter what somebody says to me, thinks about me, or does to me, I can look in the mirror and be like, yo, I'm the shit. And that's what they hate about me, and I'm sure that's what they hate about you, is that you could look in the mirror and you could look at yourself regardless of your situation, your circumstance, your experiences in life, and you could still be confident enough to look at yourself and be like, yo, I'm the shit. And that's what they don't want you to think. That's what attracts people to you. But some people, they can't accept it, and they can't control how they feel about it because it's not them. And then they hate. They start hating. And it's like you want that person, or you want people to not do that so bad. But God is telling you that you could want a chicken to be a duck all you want. You could pray for a chicken to be a God, turn this chicken into a duck. It ain't gonna work like that. A duck is a duck. A chicken is a chicken. Godspeed said you gotta be fast. You got that right. Yeah, you got that right. You gotta be fast. You gotta be quick. You know, yeah. I just like how my approach to life is what it is, and I see the success and the joy, and I see the positivity that it brings to others and the people who choose to deal with life that way. And you have to just go your own way in life and allow people to have their own opinion, and people to think and say and feel whatever they want and however they want. Acceptance is a motherfucker. All right? Acceptance is what it is. You have to be able to have acceptance. A person forced against their will is of the same opinion still. You can't force people to respect you. You can have as much respect for someone from the sun up to sundown. They may not have it for you. You can do a million things for a person. It's not going to change the way they think about you. It's not going to change the way they feel about you. You could be the best employee at the job, file all the paperwork, clean up everybody's mess, put all the stuff away, be the first one to show up and the last one to leave. They'll still talk about you. They'll still not like you. They'll still make fun of you in the break room and get quiet when you walk in there, like you actually give a damn. That's the cold part. They think you actually give a damn. At one point, when you didn't know any better, you might have. Oh, they're talking about me. They're not being nice to me. A teen. A teen. You may even cry some real tears behind some of the stuff you go through in life. You gotta wipe those tears away and stand up and be a man still. You gotta wipe them tears away and stand up and be a man still. Because the amount of the way the world works, if you have a certain type of respect for yourself, other people will too. But it's hard for you to have respect for yourself if you continue to allow other people to disrespect you. If you continue to openly accept disrespect, you're not going to have as much respect for yourself as you would if you were to cut certain people off. And it may be painful. It may not feel like it's something that is going to make you, be happy. But, life isn't always about being happy. Life is not always about being happy. But and that's just the trick of the devil. The thing that hurts you, the thing that makes you feel terrible, the thing that's destroying you, you think is worthwhile, but it's slowly killing you, and it's slowly destroying you. And you have to realize when it's time to cut certain things off. You obey God straight like that. That's why having a good relationship with him is important. That's what y'all want to see this hat here? Y'all want to see this hat fro? I ain't got a afro. I got a hat fro. If anybody wants to see it, let me know. Y'all want to see this hat fro? I got it for you. You know, I got beautiful hair. I ain't ashamed of it. My hair is beautiful, just like me. I got a hat fro. If you want to see this hat fro, donate enough money for me to get a haircut. My cash app is $Druuill. Hit that cash app. If y'all want to, blessed one, I know you lying. Blessed one, you ain't supposed to do me like that. Blessed one, you ain't supposed to do me like that. Blessed one, I thought we was here. I thought we was right here. Anybody wants to see this hat fro? Send a donation. I got a hat fro just for you. $ Druuill. You want to see this hat fro? I'm not playing. I am not playing. Send a donation today. Scooby Dooby Doo? Yo, powerful. I don't blame you. Powerful cell. I'm out. Powerful cell. Oh, I'm out. Powerful. I ain't mad at you. I am not mad at you. If you want to see this hat fro, send a donation. I'm serious. There's no humor about this at all. Nah, but really, if anybody to donation, so that way I can keep some things the way they're supposed to, without revealing too much. There's certain things that I need done, so that way certain things can continue to go the way they're going. If anybody would like to send a donation of $50, if anybody would like to send a donation of $45, that would be greatly appreciated. All right, so that way, I could maintain to do some things that I need to do. So if anybody would like to send a donation, that would greatly be appreciated. I also have PayPal. All right, if you can donate through PayPal, that's also gratefully appreciated. And another thing too, some people don't respect what you want to do with your life or your dreams. Some people may feel that what you're doing is a waste of time. They may feel that way. Some people think that they have it all figured out. It's amazing how someone will say something to you about what you do and then turn around and need something behind what it is that they told you you were no good at. You're no good at that. Don't do that. And then, boom, now. But anyway, shout out to all the positive people here. Shout out to all the positive people in the chat. All right, we got 43 people in the building. A lot of people must be a lot of people must be working towards that respect out there. Respectfully. And that's the, yeah, I don't care if I have to be by myself on a deserted island to get my damn respect. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I don't care if I gotta live out in the Amazon by my damn self with the monkeys, the birds, the bees, and the trees, eating fruit in the rainforest. I don't care. I'm gonna get that respect. But the thing is, sometimes when you're willingly respectful to people, they don't respect you because it's like they know, some people know they're up to no good. Some people know that they're undeserving of all that you have to offer. So you have to learn how to dole out your respect that you give to people. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be a jerk, but there's certain things that would benefit you if you held back on saying too much, smiling too much. Don't be uncomfortable around people. Don't allow people to force you to be uncomfortable. You don't have to talk if you don't want to. You don't have to speak to someone if you don't want to. If somebody wants to have a conversation with you, let them talk. Let them do all the talking. You could let people do all the talking. And that's another thing too. You could be a nice person, but just be nice to yourself. That's the only person you have to be nice to is yourself. The sooner you realize that and start implementing that in your life, the better. Only person you have to be nice to is yourself. People don't have to like you, and people aren't going to like you. That's just the cold hard truth. People don't have to like you. They're like, people do not have to like you, and you don't have to be liked by everybody. You're not going to be liked by everybody. Acceptance is key. There are certain things that once you accept, your life will be so much easier. You won't overthink situations. You won't worry about whether if you've done somebody bad or not. People won't be able to guilt trip you. A to Z Christianity said we got some perps in here, don't we? So people won't be able to guilt trip you. That's one of the devil's finest tricks, is trying to guilt trip you. Make you think you've done something wrong when you haven't. Make you think you're the bad person when it's not you. That light got my eye real bad. I can't even see the chat. What's up, Yannick? But you don't have to not like them. I understand where you're coming from. It's not even that deep. Like, there's so much energy that you can save. It's so much energy that you can save by learning how to use your mind when it comes to interacting with people. There's a lot of energy that we give away unknowingly. There's a lot of energy that we give away unknowingly. Saw a video earlier with this older guy, and it was like a short, like one of them little wisdom shorts, and it was saying that anger is a punishment that we give to ourselves from other people, or due to something that happened or something that someone said. You don't have to get angry or put yourself on punishment because of what someone says. Like, what people say, it does not matter. Even if it bothers you initially, sooner or later you're gonna get over it. So you might as well look at it that way. Am I gonna be worried? Like, it takes a while to grasp this concept, but if you something like, yo, it's something that I'm going to be bothered with a week from now and be worried about this a month from now? If the answer is no, let it go so you can grow. Once you get over things, there's so much more to life. We stop ourselves a lot by focusing on what someone else said. Someone doesn't like me. Someone says something bad about me. How many times have you wasted your precious time focusing on that? What they said, what they don't like about you. That's a waste of time. That is a true waste of time. Helpful information is helpful information. You know, helpful information is helpful information. If your spirit is being tormented or somebody is tormenting you mentally, and you find a way to divert your attention from that, you're good. You're going to be okay. God's not going to be upset. Definitely be in his word. Definitely value his word. All right, definitely read your Bible. But if there's a way to where some information reaches you and it's helpful and it comes to you, God's not going to mind that. So, time is a very powerful thing. There's a lot you can do with it. There's a lot you can do with your time. There's a lot you can do with your mind. There's no situation that you get into that you can't think yourself out of. A lot of people don't like to take responsibility. We get into things, or we think our way into things due to lack of faith or lack of confidence or whatever we may have lacked. But then when we get into the situation, it's like we want out. We don't want anything to do with this anymore. You have to respect yourself enough to realize that things can be different. And that's all it is. You you have to stay strong mentally. Like your mind is the strongest muscle you have. It's not that easy. That's why I call the mind a muscle. Later, Denzel. Peace out. It takes time. It takes time to develop your mind and to get it to a point to where you could take the blows, you could take the punches from life. Yeah, she said, God bless the sad, miserable people in the chat. Yo, being sad and miserable is something that I would just not want to be. I wouldn't want to be sad and miserable. A lot of people will look over their sadness and their misery and act like it doesn't exist because they're either too afraid to deal with it, they're not ready to deal with it, it's too uncomfortable, it's too hard. You gotta have balls or whatever, ovaries. You gotta have balls or you gotta have ovaries. Enough of those to be able to look in the mirror and deal with whatever it is you have to deal with to get to the next level. Whatever level of acceptance you have to have for your life or for your situation to move forward is there. You have to clear your mind instead of focusing on the stuff, the BS, and focus on that. when people try to mess with me now, it really doesn't even bother me. I'd be so unbothered and so unaffected. Like it takes a lot. It takes a lot when you've gone through so much dealing with people, because people either just don't like you or got an issue with you or a problem with you. You learn to not make other people's problem your problem. You learn to not make other people's problem your problem. What up? What up, Ava? I wouldn't blame anybody. I wouldn't blame anyone or anything. I would take that energy and put it into something else. My day is going great. I'm having a great day. And I hope everybody else is having a great day too. Like your mind is the strongest thing that you have. And if you continue to work on that and improve that, other people can't affect you like they think they can. Certain people think they can affect you because they either know you, they've learned you, they know how to push your buttons. They think they have some type of power over you or free reign over you. All they have access to is what you give them. You don't give people access to certain sides of you, or if you learn how to be unbothered or unaffected, things that people do aren't going to hold any power. Things they do aren't going to hold any power. So with that being said, we got some fireworks going on in the background. If anybody would like to support my channel, now would be the time to do it. All right, I am taking donations. I am in need of some support at the moment. If anybody would like to send a donation, it would be greatly appreciated. If someone could send a donation of anywhere from $40 to $60, that would be greatly appreciated. All right, there's some things that I have to do, and I'm seeing if there's anybody out there that can assist me, or anyone out there that could help me. Um, Daniel, right now, I'm staying in a, not to put on my, I really rather not in this particular live stream. Um, I'm not going through anything different than anybody else. We all go through things in life. Whoa. Bruh, people have nothing else better to do. Yo, see, these are the gang stalkers, man. Yeah, these are the gang stalkers. I call them. I ain't trying to get my stuff flagged, or I ain't trying to offend nobody, but I call them alphabet stalkers. If you like men that much, why don't you just go get you a boyfriend? If you in this chat right now, and if you like men so much, why don't you just go get you a boyfriend? You know? I don't know. It's just a lot of spirits roaming around out here. You got a lot of homo spirits out here. And if people, I mean, if that's what you into, you might as well just like go get you a dude. Go get you go get you a dude. Me personally, I like ladies. I like women. That's what I like. I don't understand as a man how you could not like a woman. No disrespect to any, no disrespect to anybody and how they live their life. But I don't understand how you could not. I mean, I understand because, some people may have gone through something traumatic. They may have had a sexual experience too early in life to where now they're repulsed by, females and female body parts. I mean, I really like women. I like women a lot. um, yeah. Some people family is gone and dead. I just it may I guess it sounds like that because this is a I just I respect myself, and this is the internet, and it's like certain things you say on here, well, everything you say on here is on here forever, and it can't be taken back. So I'm very wise about what I say, and also I don't want to sound like I don't want to sound like I'm coming for anybody, because most people, if you sound like, if most people who come for certain groups of people, and if they're focused on what those groups of people do, and they're like always coming after a certain group of people and what they do, then that person's probably dealing with some stuff like that themselves. So I don't really go too hard on it in certain areas. I may talk about it. It's certain things that are funny to me. I got a comedic side. There's things I point out and laugh at or make fun of, or I might mention. But if it ain't got nothing to do with me, it's probably best that I just don't talk about it. That's what I've learned. When you talk about certain things around people, they'll think that that's what you're into or that's what you do, even if you don't. Bro, who has time to type all that? Who has time for that, man? I rebuke all these nasty spirits out here, man. There's some really nasty people in this world, man. There's some really nasty people out here in this world. Like, and plus, you don't know if there's underage people watching. I don't know if there's, and there might be some kids in here. I don't know. Maybe their parents aren't monitoring what they're watching. I don't know. Plus, like I said, I respect myself, and I'm not trying to look crazy out here in these YouTube streets. But one thing that I'm pretty sure, if not, shoot, I got some subscribers that'll tell you straight up. Oh, he like him some women. I got some subscribers that will tell you straight up he like women. You ain't got to worry about him. But it's nothing that, like, a lot of people get tired and bored with me and mad with me because I don't have nothing to prove to nobody. I don't have nothing to prove to nobody. I'm a fine ass black man. I know I look good. I know I look good. You know, I know I look good. Yo, I don't even hear that alarm. I don't even hear that alarm, the smoke alarm. I don't even hear it. But like, it's to the point where I don't even like being around people in relationships. I don't. If a dude's got a girlfriend, I don't even want to be around. Like, don't bring your girl around me. Don't bring, like, and it's not even because I can't control myself. It's just because the world today, people just have a lack of respect. Like, I'm tired of going to grocery stores. I'm tired of being out in public. I'm tired of seeing people in relationships. And the girlfriend is like, no offense to the ladies or whatever, but all right, this person has got to go. This person got to go. That person got to go. I'm just tired of the behavior that I see from people. It's like, if you're with a dude, you shouldn't be looking at another dude. If you're with a dude, you shouldn't be seeking attention from another man. You shouldn't be entertaining another man. You shouldn't be trying to create a conversation with another man. Like, if you're with a dude and you're supposedly his girl, then you that's nothing to play around with. That's nothing to play around with. Like, that dude likes you. And I see people playing themselves, thinking that, maybe they're not playing themselves. Maybe they know, hey, shoot, I already know what my girl up to. Maybe, and it's like, it it's hard for me to have faith in, I guess, relationships, because of how I see females interact with other dudes when they're with a dude. And it's like, not every man sees that. Not like, there are people who, I know there's some things that I don't see. I don't see everything. But what I do see deters me from, believing in commitment and things like that. It's difficult for me to think that a person could be faithful or be committed because of what I see every day. Are there faithful people? I'm sure. Are there people who believe in commitment? I'm sure. But yo, it's nothing even wrong with being in love. It's nothing even wrong with being in love. You just can't let that love take over you or destroy you to the point to where you'll allow yourself to be played. It's certain things that you can't accept. But I don't today personally, I don't think that I don't think that that's a good idea, to be in that to be in a position to where, I don't think it's a good idea. You got to be careful with that whole love business. You got to be careful with that whole love business, because like, the more you become attached to a person, or the more you feel a certain type of way about a person, people can hold that against you, or manipulate you, or take advantage of you based off of how you feel towards them. Oh, this person ain't going nowhere. Oh, this person, this, that, and the other. You got to be careful. And I personally am leaning more towards what Yannette just said. Love doesn't exist. Self love does. And I mean, I agree, because it's so easy to not be loyal. It's so easy to not be loyal. You have people texting people. It's just so easy. And it's not that you think negatively about other people. It's just that you know how people operate. People are going to talk to other people. People are going to have conversations with other people. People are going to be making connections with other people. Just because you make a connection with one person doesn't mean you're the only person that person is going to be making a connection with. I can't allow the wool to be pulled over my eyes. And I've just accepted that. I've accepted that, what? Hey, this is life. People are going to live life. People are going to have connections. And there's nothing wrong with it. I would just rather a person keep it real and not try to have me think they're behaving one way when it's in their human nature for them to behave a certain way. It doesn't make you a hoe. It doesn't make you a whore. It doesn't make a person whatever. The thing is just that is certain ways that make people think that things aren't going to be what you think they're going to be. And personally, that's why, I personally, I think I'm afraid of relationships. I think I'm scared of them Jones. I think I'm scared, and it's not even like a hurt thing. It's like why would I want to invest my time and energy into something that is only about to go one way? It's like, why would I want to invest my time and energy into something that's only going to go a certain way? It's so many changes that people have to make for themselves to be taken seriously. And it's like, you really can commit yourself if you want to, but people aren't really ready. And the way people move, it can cause you to like put certain ways that you're supposed to deal with them to the side. It's like, okay, I'm trying to deal with you one way, but your actions are a whole nother way than how they should be if I was to really deal with you. I believe that's important too, but it's certain ways that I know things are going to be, and that's just the only way I know them to be. And it's not like it's not like an emotional thing for me anymore, because I know me and I know how to deal with me. And it's like I just know how I am. I can only speak for myself. And it's okay. It's okay to love other people. You just have to do it in a way to where you're not going to be hurt by it. You can't put yourself in a situation to where you end up hurt and then blame somebody else. Don't put yourself in a position to get hurt. Don't put yourself in a position to where somebody can hurt you, to where now you're pointing the finger at them and you're saying, oh, this person hurt me. You shouldn't have put them in the position to hurt you in the first place. So it's a lot of leveling up and maturing that we have to do as people, and that's really just what it is. It's okay to, I mean, you're really supposed, this is why it's important to have a strong relationship with God. This is why it's strong to have a good relationship with God. I personally don't believe men should fall in love. It's okay to have love or to love a person, but falling in love is not good, because you fall, you shouldn't lose yourself because of the way that you feel about another person. It's okay to love people. It's okay to love a person. It's okay to have love for a person, but you can't lose yourself in that love for them. So I mean, it's natural. You shouldn't be afraid to feel some type of way towards another person. That's natural. If you're a man and you have a woman in your life, it's natural for you to feel some type of way towards that woman. You're going to grow some type of attachment to the people in your life, but don't be so attached to them to where you're willing to lose yourself. Yo, she said no. You can't lose yourself in these attachments to other people. You have to wake up and realize where you have to draw the line. You have to wake up and realize where you have to draw the line. That's what's really important. So that way, you're not out here, you're not getting played out here. But if you are getting played out here, unfortunately, you may not want to hear this, but it's probably because you're doing it to yourself. And I know other people can be manipulative. I know other people sometimes may not do what's right. But if you're in a situation where you're getting played, you're allowing it to happen. And you might be doing it to yourself. So if you set boundaries, and it's really not as easy as that, because people know what they're doing. All right, there are people who get you comfortable. There are people who get you to there are people who get, I guess, in your good graces, and then once they see that they got you, then that's really when they kind of tend to go in on a person that's unaware of what they're doing. But don't blame yourself, or don't be hard on yourself. You learn from the experience, and you learn from the situation. You don't have to be bitter. You don't have to hate the person. You don't have to wish bad or negative on the person. You don't have to go and derail the person or put the person business out in the street. Or, you don't have to say this person is a bad person. They did this, that, and that. You don't have to go do all that. But, um, certain people are who they are, and they're going to do what they're going to do. You just can't let them do it to you. And once you realize that a certain person is a certain type of person, then you either have to deal with them accordingly, or you just have to not deal with them at all. You either have to deal with them accordingly, or you just have to not deal with them at all. And if people can't deal with you on a level to where there's respect for everybody, then you may have to not deal with anybody. Nah, but for real, you may just have to roll dolo, roll solo. Don't choose don't choose company over disrespect. Don't choose company over self-respect. Don't choose having people in your life over self-respect. It may not be easy to let go of certain things or certain people, but you'll have your respect. And life is a lot better when you can respect yourself, because when you can respect yourself, other people will too. There's certain things that you do to where even if you think you respect yourself, other people can see that you don't. So that's why they'll openly continue to disrespect you like that. We gotta turn the light on, y'all. Hold on, give me a second. Somebody send a cash app through for your main man Druuill. I'll be right back. So it is what it is. And I personally don't think that those are a good idea. I don't think those are a good idea. I think I don't know if I don't think they're a good idea. I just I have I've been there and done that already. So it's like I already know what comes with that. I already know what to look for. I already know what I'm dealing with when it comes to certain people and certain situations and certain things like that. So you have to, like, and it's like you see it, but some people just choose not to see it because of the way their mind is set up. It's like that's why the Bible is important. I was looking at this verse from Luke, and it was talking about how, like, I think it was Luke, or nah, I think it was not Luke, but Colossians, or however you pronounce it, Colossians or something like that. It's basically just saying, because I'm no Bible scholar, but or no preacher, but it was just saying that God's grace is enough, and His grace is enough to give you strength and to protect you and make you whole. So if you have things like that to focus on, then there's really no room or no time for, like, depression or being hurt. And I know that may be easier said than done, but a lot of people don't forgive themselves. If you forgive yourself for dealing with certain people, if you forgive yourself for staying in certain situations, there's really nothing for you to forgive them for. If you forgive yourself, there's nothing for you to forgive them for. I rebuke these devils in the name of Jesus. All right, I rebuke these homosexual spirits. I rebuke anybody with any nasty, disgusting comments they need to keep to themselves. All right, we rebuke it in the Lord's name. All right, keep your homosexual activities to yourself. All right, there's no place for that nastiness in this chat. If you want to go, if you are a nasty person, you can go be nasty all by yourself. They got some nasty. YouTube is a very vast place. I'm sure there's a nasty live going on right now that you could join. I'm sure of it. I'm sure there's a place for you to go with your nasty self. I do believe in that, but I have to do more research on it. It's easy to just think that and accept that, and I am kind of leaning more towards that side, Janet. But it's like you really have to learn for yourself, because there's people who call themselves pastors and preachers, and they went to school, they did their studying, they got their preacher's license or certificate, or they got their degree in biblical studies. There are some biblical scholars out there, but it's like there are people who will tell you that that's witchcraft. And it's weird, because there's certain things that just come to you and just feel natural. Like, if you ask me, outside of the Bible, it feels natural to think that when people go on to the other side, that they're watching over you, and there's some type of protection that they have, that you have from them over your life. I do firmly believe in that, but it could be sinning against God. So it's like, you have to, just me, you don't have to do anything watching this video, but me personally, I have to see both sides of the coin to weigh my opinion, to see to see what's real and what's not, see what's right and what's not. And as far as the Bible goes, I believe that I've heard some preachers and some pastors say that that's witchcraft. Me personally, I think that's a reach. I think they may. I mean, I may not know what I'm talking about, but I think they may not be all the way right when they say bad things about people who have passed on, who are watching over you. I believe that. I believe that. I believe that. I definitely do believe that. So, Janet, we're definitely on the same page. But like I said, I can't. I don't want to. I don't want to take, just what I think or my own understanding as something concrete or as true. I want to know what's true. I want to know what's okay or what's not, kind of thing. But I am leaning more towards the spiritual side because I'm a spiritual being. I don't think it's witchcraft either. I think somewhere along the line, I think I think some people have became afraid of using their mind because they think they're going to go to hell. And some people have that hell set up, that hell complex in their mind. And there's even a Bible verse where it says, all souls return unto the Father. So it is what it is. You have to learn, you got to study, you got to see what's real. You got to ask God to lead you in the right direction and ask Him to show you what He wants you to see. And ask Him to keep you away from anything that isn't good or anything that's evil. But Janet, I'm leaning more towards the side of what you said. I think people are watching over us, and I think people are keeping us safe, along with God as well, and His angels. I believe I have all the protection out there. That's what I'm. That a lot of things are people trying to make sense of the unknown and what they don't understand. That's what I believe. My hat says Adidas 1999. That's what this hat says. It says Adidas. This is an Adidas hat. But yeah, we've been going strong for 2 hours. We've been going strong for 2 hours. I don't have anything bad to say about anybody anymore. Even people that may have done, I feel may have done me wrong. I don't have anything bad to say about them. If we had a fallout or a misunderstanding, that's okay as long as you ain't stalking me or slandering me. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Yeah. I hope that you're able to deal with that. And it's difficult to lose a loved one. I understand that could be a difficult process. I'm sorry that you lost your parents. That could be a real hard thing. I'm sure that's very hard to deal with, especially if they were real good to you and made a long lasting impact in your life, I hope. But yeah, I'm sorry that you lost your parents. Yeah, I could imagine. Yeah, I could imagine. I know that's something devastating. For that, I'm pretty sure that was a devastating thing for you to have to deal with, and I'm sure you still feel it now. Um, we all still feel the pain from losing loved ones. It's not an easy thing to deal with, but loss is a part of life. And I like once I lost my Once I lost my grandmother, and I lost some other people who were important to me in life, I pretty much just accepted it. It's like, you may have lost them one way, but you still have a connection to them. You still have a connection to people on the other side. Some people think that's demons. Some people think, that's demonic. But I wouldn't have any regrets. I would let those go, because you're gonna see them again. And I know, this may sound cruel, or this may sound harsh, but it's only life. It's important. You're alive. You're here for the experience, but it's only life. Yeah, I had a hard time trying to figure that out too. I think it's based off of like certain Bible scriptures. It does make you see things different. I think they're just trying to save souls. They mean well, and they don't want people to go to hell. But it's like, me personally, I see that as like fear. I'm not going to disrespect God or go against anything that we're supposed to do, or anything that's natural. But I don't have that that Christian fear. I don't have that. I was able to escape that. I was able to remove myself from that. People will go to church and say amen, and then gang stalk you in the parking lot. Okay. I think so too. I think so too. I believe there's a lot of wisdom out there, and there's a lot of powerful information out there, and I believe that, I mean, I definitely do believe in the Bible. I will say that. Is it misused, and do people use it to push their own agenda? And is there some manipulation behind its use? Yes. That's why I believe people should study on their own and things of that nature, and learn and see for themselves, and not lean on your own understanding, but not lean on the understanding of somebody else either, just because of a title that they give themselves, or just because they claim to understand or know something. Does what they say make sense to you? Does it resonate with you? Is it something you can apply to your life to make it better, or to make a change? Or are they just saying something? Yo, Athena Joy, what up? Can you guys hear me? Can y'all hear me? Put a two in the chat if you can hear me. I think some of y'all's equipment just might be off. Put a two in the chat if you can hear me. Okay, we got people being smart asses. Yo, what? Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. What in the hell is that? Bro, what in the hell? I know they lying. What the hell is that, yo? What the hell is that? If that's how you feel. Okay, we got some really weird people. Give me 1 second, y'all. Alright, yeah, I'm back. I was about to say, yo, man. Yeah, I'm back. I was about to say, yo, man. I thought that was something totally different. Yeah, I thought that was somebody, man. I thought somebody was like severely trolling, and that type of trolling, I was just gonna have to accept it because that would have been really weird. That would have been really weird. If anybody would like to send a donation to my channel, that would be greatly appreciated. All right, I'm looking for a donation of anything from $40 to $60. If you have that to give out the kindness of your heart, that would be greatly appreciated. All right, I'm trying to keep certain things on. All right, right now, in a certain situation to where I do need some help. If anybody can help me, it would be cool. If not, I understand. I am taking donations. I do have a goal that I need to reach. I have a goal that I need to reach of $60. And I would really appreciate it if the 32 people in the chat, everybody could donate $2. Everybody could donate $5. Maybe even if we could have 5 people donate $10. Yo, y'all are weird, man. What's up with all these gay stuff? We got some really interesting folks out here, I see. Yeah, shout out to Mega. I wonder if that's I'll be wondering if it's people from my past on this chat or if it's people if it's, well, I mean, if you did just fart, that's a bodily function. Guess what? You're alive. You're going to fart. If you don't fart, you should probably see a doctor. That means you got nasty toxins building up inside your intestines. And if somebody stabs you, you'll probably explode. Or if you bump into a sharp corner, you'll probably explode. Yeah, there's a lot of perps here. Yo, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. I greatly appreciate that. Right now, I need some donations sent to my Cash App and my PayPal, so that way I can new viewer, hope you're having a good stream. Yeah, I'm having an awesome stream. Thank you for your donation. Yeah, I'm having a really great stream. I have a small channel. I'm working on building it. Yo, Athena, thank you for the $50 super chat. Right now, I need donations to be sent to my Cash App or to my PayPal. Um, I have to pay. I have to pay my phone bill, and I have to pay some other bills. Um, if anybody would be able to assist me with that, I have to be able to keep my phone on so that way I can stay in contact with jobs. I have jobs that are communicating me right now. Hey, you can laugh at me all you want. I don't care what you think. Right now, I'm living in transitional housing, and I'm working towards not having to be in this situation. I was homeless. Um, I'm currently battling homelessness, and shout out to everybody that has supported my channel. Thank you, Athena, for the $50 super chat. And the thing is that when people send the super chats, it goes to YouTube and they take half of it, or if not half, they take a good percentage of it. Like you get 60%, they take 40%. So that's the thing about the super chat. I'm grateful for it, and I'm appreciative for it. But yeah, I needed to be sent to my PayPal or my Cash App because what the hell did you just say? No, I haven't done Twitch or TikTok. I'm not really into to all that, the super streaming type stuff. I ain't really with all that. I think YouTube is a good fit for me. I probably should, but right now I'm not really I don't know about all those. That's too much exposure. I ain't in all that exposure. I think YouTube is enough. I think that's enough exposure for me. I don't need to be on every platform. I mean, nah. Honestly, when I'm ready to expand myself, I will. But right now, I think, considering my situation, I think one platform is enough. I may have. I may deal with some other platforms. I may take a look at some other platforms, but I just right now I have a I think I need to focus on just a couple things at a time. Making sure that I can get my job get a job situated, and I already have that. Ox Orion, you haven't sent one donation. You haven't helped me at all. I mean, if you have, forgive me, but I'm not seeing any help from you. I'm not seeing any help from you. Well, if that's the case, then you have. I mean, you don't have to be here, sir. You don't have to be here, sir. I can see that where you're coming from with that. You have the right to your opinion, and that's why I'm not on. I guess that's why I'm not on too many platforms, because there are things that I need to do in my actual real life. Um, just from living in hotels and not having an apartment. I was paying for hotels. I've been working. I've been paying for hotels, and I just have to get certain things together. I had to get a place to where I'm able to save some money. So I've been paying for hotels for like the past few years, and it's been difficult with the type of jobs that I've had. So I have to. There's certain things that I have to do in my life, like elevate my skill set and things like that. I have to up my game a little more, so that way I could be in a better situation and in a better position in life. But God is good, so I'm really not worried. Aux, what you don't understand is that someone sent me a $50 super chat. Super chats you don't get immediately, brother. When someone sends you a super chat, that goes through you, that goes to the bank of Google. Google takes at least 40% of what you get. Yeah, I like that Mortal Kombat symbol. That brings me back to my childhood. That's what's up. I like that. That Mortal, shout out to everybody that had Sega Genesis and played Mortal Kombat on Sega Genesis. But now I understand where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from, and I'm not. That's why I am who I am. I'm not mad at you for saying that. You see somebody sent something, you're like, hey, go do it. I understand. They have to send it. I didn't get that $50 directly. Mr. Penguin, okay. I didn't get that $50 directly. YouTube gets that money, and then I get a percentage of it. YouTube takes a pretty good chunk out of that. YouTube is when you guys send super chats, YouTube gets paid first, not me. Google gets paid first, not me. So if somebody could generously send $50 to $60 to my PayPal or to my Cash App, I'd be able to get that done. I have to get that done before 12 o'clock, where they're going to shut the service off. Some people may think this is pitiful, but I don't care what they think. I have something that I need to get done, and I have some people that can help me, and I believe that God's going to connect me with them. I'm not sure what yeah, they take it. They don't take, well, I'm not sure how much they take, but I know they take a good percentage. If somebody sent me $49.99, YouTube's gonna take at least 20 or 25. If you like, I'll probably see 25 of that, or I'll either see 20, 25, or I'll either see 30. That's how YouTube does it. They take a decent enough portion out of it to where they make money off of it too. That's why Cash Apps and PayPals. That's why people have Zells and things like that. So that way they could donate to their. They could support their content creator directly. So I'm looking for somebody out there who can support this content creator directly. I know this isn't the best light or the best situation to be in right now. I'm aware of that. $70-30. Yeah. Yeah. I just right now. I mean, for right now, this is just a stepping stone. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. 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 And I mean, I'm not hating. Some people are good at what they do. Some people were put here to entertain. Some people some people are gonna have to work towards doing what it is that they want to do. Some people are gonna have to go about some people are gonna have to go about that a different way. Of all the things you could be. But hey, there's some freaks out there. Shout out to all the freaks out there being freaky. But YouTube, it's just YouTube. It's not my end all be all for my message or for the calling on my life. This is just an avenue. If YouTube stopped tomorrow, I would just do me and network with people. Like if YouTube wasn't here, I'd just do me and network. But since it is here and we're allowed to have it, it's good to use it as a tool to get a message out, get things done, get support from people who want to support you or see you reach a goal, or be a part of your success. I know I'm not perfect. I know there's two sides to every story. Yo, since the late 90s. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I don't doubt myself. Yeah, I don't doubt myself. I would play some music, but they'll flag my video. Yeah, I would play. Yeah, I'm not giving up. Yeah, you can't give up on yourself. I'll never give up on myself. I'll never give up on myself. That's the one thing that you can't give up on is yourself. Don't ever do it. Yeah, because of copyrights. When you play music, somebody has ownership to that music. And if you're using that person's music and it's copyrighted, you could potentially get a copyright strike. And you're aware of those. You don't want any copyright strikes. But I hate to sound like a broken record. I hate to sound like a broken record, but I have a goal I have to reach to send a donation. See, this thing's starting to cut out already. It's starting to cut out already. But I mean, we're not doing bad. We got 31 people in here. I ain't mad at it. We got 31 people in here. Shout out to the 31 people. To be completely honest. Yo, thank you, Athena Joy. I appreciate that because within the next couple minutes, I may crash out on this live stream, and I don't mean crash out like I mean crash out like I think I may end up falling asleep on y'all. But nah, I'm gonna stay awake. I'm gonna do my best to stay awake. Nah, I don't. I'm not. You know what? I'll have to look that up. I'll have to see how that works. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if I could buy rights to I'm not sure if I could buy rights to play their music. If I could, I mean, half the people's music out here, I would rights to play it if I could, for real, for real. I wouldn't buy the rights to play some of this music out here to play it if I could. Maybe the brothers, or maybe some of the classic stuff. But this new stuff out here. Okay, shout out to the gamers. Okay, Michael K. What game you playing? He said I'm playing a game of life. That's important. Keep playing the game of life and don't give up. That's really all it boils down to. Keep playing the game of life and don't give up. Once you give up, you lost. Hmm. Okay. How about that? But it's been real, y'all. I would like to take this some trying to see what I could do here. I would like to keep going live, but I think I'll have to bring this live stream to a close. I appreciate all of you being here. Thank you everybody for hitting the like button and the share button and subscribing and whatnot. I I'll see you all in the next live stream. All right.
What?
I will see you all, and you know what? I think I'll just take this someplace else.
You said I didn't want someday.
What up, y'all? Yeah, I just had to relocate real fast. Yeah, it was about to get a little bit too interesting for the live stream. It was about to get a little too interesting for the live stream. So yeah, it's about to get a little bit too interesting for the live stream. I don't need things to get that interesting. I just had to switch up locations. That's all. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Let me get rid of all these weirdos. Yeah, we're here. We're in the building. Mm. Shout out to all the happy people. And my battery is looking good. Yeah, I just had to make sure things were right. Respectfully. No, I'm brown. Yeah, I'm brown. Oh, okay. Well, let me screenshot this just in case, because that has actually happened to some YouTubers. So I got that screenshotted. And you don't even know my location. You don't even know my location, homie. Yeah, you don't know my location. Oh, okay. You do. Oh, well, good for you. Yeah, I tell you, I don't even care anymore. I don't even care anymore. You gotta be able to laugh and find the humor in things. You gotta be able to laugh. They say, they say keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So they say keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So I'll definitely be keeping this person in the chat because I gotta monitor this person. I like minding my business, but when people start talking crazy like that, kind of gotta see what they up to. You already know. Yeah, they're already defeated. Straight like that, they're already defeated. Am I black? Wow. Are you blind? That's my question. Your question to me is, am I black? My question to you is, are you blind? Yeah, people have to make up lies about other people. I already took the screenshot so I could block this person. Hmm. Yeah, I'm inside. No, I mean I'm outside. I'm not inside. But yeah, I'm outside, just enjoying my night. What y'all up to? I'm about to go for a walk, man. Tell your mom I'll be there shortly. That's crazy as hell. Oh man, there's nothing to catch. Yeah, I'm not one to get caught. Yeah, you just mad because I said I was at your. You just mad I told you I was about to come home. That's what you mad about. Oh, y'all getting blocked. Yeah, I feel you, blessed one. I'm about to do the same. I'm about to probably fall out of here in a minute. Go do some, go do some meaningful things and enjoy myself. It's a lot of weird people out here. If you could not get upset and not be bothered, you pretty much destroy the control that people try to have over you. If you can relax and not get upset or bothered, people who thought they had control over you won't. You could trick your mind and not be upset about things that used to bother you or bothered you. You don't have to be triggered. That's just facts. You don't have to be triggered. You can let things go. Especially if it's out of your control or you don't have no control over it. You can let stuff go. You don't gotta be bothered by anything or anyone. It's just the name of the game. It's how things go. So I probably should have moved over here to the side. This probably be a more peaceful spot for me to do my thing over here. But I think I'm about to call it night. It's too many. It's a lot of activity out here, and I don't want no parts of that. So shout out to Eric R. Eric, if you want a prayer, I'll give you a private one. If you want a prayer, I'll give you a private one. Email me and I'll pray for you through the email. I'm not gonna pray over the live stream. Right now doesn't feel like a good time for that. I'm just keeping it real with you. If you'd like to send me an email, you can. It's just right now it's a lot of weird, strange activity out here, and yeah, I don't think right now is the right opportunity for that. But yeah, I think I'm about to bring this to a close. Yeah, I think I'm about to bring this here stream to a close. It's been real. Appreciate everybody for being here. I'm in my backyard. That's where I'm at. You don't need to know where I'm at. Just know that I'm in my backyard. That's all you gotta know. Yeah, it's too many trolls on here tonight. It's not even worth it. It's too late. I'll see you all in the next live stream. We out.